Hey there, welcome to Fourth Dimension Paranormal Radio on November 11th of the Lord's year of 2014. And as we see the weather changing into crapola, going from nice, it's going to be cold. So it's a good time to kick back and start listening to podcasts and see what you want to learn all across the internet. And it seems that a lot of people hit the brakes here only because they get a vast array of things to talk about. Not only that, but the experts that come along with it and who do it. But all of it relating to the paranormal, all of it relating to spirit. And just recently I posted on my page where does spirit go upon death? And again, a person who has had 2 NDEs on July 14th, 2013, I can go along with what they said because I was there. Very personal, but and I don't go into it. But it was wonderful. It's a wonderful place to be. The other thing that I talked about is that we also seem to have a tendency to think that this is it. This is our life, and then great, there's heaven, and that's eternity. And there, in essence, that's true. But the portion that we live in a human existence and or some physical something, being whatever you want to call it, even on another world elsewhere, because we can be transplanted anywhere upon being reshaped, reborn, if you will, or reproduced. As Blackmore's Night song goes, the circle, you come back again and again. There's a lot of reasons for that. Some of it you have to learn something, some of it to educate, some you pick yourself. But no life is as hard as we make it, as long as we look at the 50,000-foot view and see all the mechanics of what's going on. We seem to spend more time in spirit than we do in the human element or something like the human element. Spirit is usually the way we normally function. So when you're not here, you're in spirit, and of course, that's most of the time that you take up. And to learn a little bit more about it, I have a guest on today who can help me and you understand it, in addition to some past life, I don't want to say regressions, but for the lack of a better word, I'm going to use it. Fran Falen is joining us today, and I've talked to her last night before the show, and I was very impressed because she hit some things right on the head with me. So, Fran, how you doing? And welcome to Fourth Dimension Paranormal, and thank you for coming along.
Well, thank you, David. I appreciate it.
Anytime. You're very subtle, but you have a lot going on in the regression business, or at least in the spiritual business that you do. First off, I'd like to talk about past lives. You've been given a gift, not as such a medium would have, but a gift to be able to talk to, sense vibrations, sit down with people, do it over the phone. I don't know how we did it, but you picked up some things that you were able to tell, and tell me what you see, what you hear, to help you to determine what I was before this life.
Okay. Well, I guess I can first start with what I saw for you first, and very strongly, I might add, is that you were a Roman soldier. I could, for whatever reason, my guide, spirit, or our teachers, I'll call them guides, they show me details, and sometimes up close, and that's for that individual. As you were that Roman soldier, you had a beautiful chest piece that was silver. You had also had a shin guards that were silver. You had a helmet the same way, except it had, oh, it reminds me of like a mohawk on the top of it. You know, it was very coarse, you know, but ceremonial of sorts. You were holding a very large sword. You were walking beside a lot of other soldiers, kind of like someone that was, you know, giving orders of sorts, you know, to have them stand at attention or march or whatever. How I see this, I guess I should back up and say how I do this is, well, for some maybe it's a strange way, but it's I see it as our essence, our past, present, and future lives together as a rectangle. It looks like, well, it looks like it reminds me of a oh, what do you call it? A ice cube tray, except larger. It's a larger rectangle of squares of cubes, and each one of those is our past, present, and our future lives. With you, like I said, you exude that so strongly that that's what I first picked up.
Now, I exude the past more than anything else,
Um,
or just exude. Oh, okay.
I I guess so. Yeah, that one right now is real pronounced for me for whatever reason. For you to see and sit with the fact of the wisdom, to feel the education, the experience, whatever it is, you know, that my guides show this so I can pass it on to you. Um, Actually, yes, I've seen oh, quite a few that were of this earth and not of this earth, of your, what would be, yeah, past lives.
When you say of this earth and not of this earth, when you say past lives, does it means we transfer from spirit to something in a physical form? It may not necessarily look like us. Can it be up to and including amoeba or something a little more involved?
Well, I've never seen something that is just cellular, but um, you know, that's not out of the realm of things. I mean, I have seen very individualized, very unusual. But yes, you know, I've seen another life of yours, which I, from what I gather and what I hear just now, it is a past life. Otherwise, you were a being, excuse me, and that's something that you, it's like you hold it. And I'm not quite sure if it's the right word. I'm trying to listen for the right word, but um, it's the wisdom of it, the knowing. That's what they just told me. The knowing of it with the, I guess it's called Andromedan or Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Excuse me?
Andromeda is a galaxy. Actually, it's M41, I think. Closest galaxy to us.
Well, that's what I heard. All I know is what you look like is that you look like a light blue and white. It's almost like a slate blue to me. It's a grayish and light blue together. It's beautiful, but it's just that I can't see a face. I can only see a shape. You know, you look like a human shape, but you don't look either male nor female. You look both.
Now, you're saying that, okay, that when we're reborn and continually over time, the spirit has the opportunity, and we may choose it or it's chosen for us. We'll get into that. But we become a being in some way, shape, or form. I'm out in some other galaxy, which is, you know, we got the Milky Way galaxy here, which is all these suns or stars, same thing, that revolve, and it's huge, and then millions of light years to distance so far away to the Andromeda galaxy, which you can barely see in the sky with a mediocre telescope or binoculars as a little fuzz, but you can see it. But it's another galaxy of stars in their own way, shape, and form. So I hear you saying that if we can go from this galaxy to another, why can't we go from this galaxy to a galaxy at the far end of the speeding galaxies that are shooting out from the Big Bang and still going redshift at the beginning of the time, even farther than we ever can imagine or see? We can end up on there too.
Well, yes. I mean, I can't deny it. All I can do is I pass. I don't filter. I pass what I hear from your guides, from my guides, to that individual. So,
see, people's understanding of being regenerated, or past life regressions, and you come back again and so forth, it seems to revolve just around this earth. And what you're opening up is that no, it's you can end up just about anywhere. Which, yeah. That, I was going to talk to you a little bit about last night, and I better not. But it creates the opportunity for the multiverse, which are universes. We are all of the galaxies that we don't know of and know of, which is huge and it's infinite. That's just one bubble, and then there's another bubble of the same thing, and there's multiverses. Maybe we even pass there and live the same structure as we do here, but on a different path we may have chosen.
Right. And that's how my guide showed it to me, because of my very, well, at times, tight logic that I sometimes hold on to. And that's how they showed it to me, in that rectangular form with the cubes, because time is not linear, there in that capacity. It is, of a different form. It's something that I don't quite understand, but that was the best way they could get this to me, because I questioned it myself, saying, I don't understand this. How can it be that we live past and that there's, present, future? How do I see this? How does it make sense?
Well, all things, I kind of equate it this way. There's some wonderful YouTube videos out there, especially on a board where they have this man at the gas station reading the newspaper, and an entity at the other end, so far away. And the farther he rides his tricycle away from the man at the gas station, he's actually going farther back in time. It explains it very well. So time is relevant, and at the end of the day, if you go through the clusterfuck or the mental exercise, you find out that all time exists at once. The penalty for being in the third dimension where we're at now, forward, backward, up, down, and sideways, is that we go linear, and we just go from left to right, and we only comprehend past, present, and future. Right, and the neat thing is, biblically, it talks about that that stuff doesn't really exist, but he kept it in simple words, our Lord, and don't worry about that stuff now. God's ways are higher. So, but spirit that I have talked to, what I believe is in the fourth